finally, after 2 days, I have finished soldering the cartridge slot wires onto the board. The other side, I haven't put hot glue over this yet because I don't know if there's any shorts yet. Actually, I shouldn't have put it on the other side because I should have tested it first. But oh well, if I messed up on this one, I have, I think, 6 NESs at my house. So, I'll just grab one of those. Now, what I'm doing now, I desoldered that port here that they never used on the NES when you take it apart, you know what I mean? And what my plans are with this is I want to keep it as original looking as possible. So I'm going to keep this because it changes the AC power to DC power. And then the only thing I want to do is I want to build my own digital potentiometer for this. And I want to put not a PS1 screen, and I'm tired of people, oh yeah, I put a PS1 screen. I want to see something new. So I'm doing something different. I have PS1 speakers because these are pretty good speakers. But I'm actually going to buy the GPS screens and reverse camera screens for your cars that actually have an auxiliary AV input. So I'm going to mod one of those up. I want to get a big screen. This is just all speculation. I'm just, what I want to do. But if I can afford it, because, I only work so much and make so much money. What I want to do is I'm going to mod a Super Nintendo case. Now, these are 2 bottom halves to a Super Nintendo case. 2 bottom halves. And what I want to do, I want to use original Nintendo plastic with original Nintendo parts. I just got a question. I can't believe I'm putting this in my video already. The guy probably thinks I'm a freak because he just posted this comment literally minutes ago. And said, why don't you use a Famiclone? It would be easier. It would be, oh my god, it would be way easier. But Famiclones don't play all NES games. I do have the NES Portable, the one that you just buy at the store, online at StoneAgeGamer.com, which is a great website. I recommend you checking that out. But it doesn't play every game. I have problems with some games. And it doesn't work with homebrew games. Most of them. This, I disabled the, oh no I didn't, not yet, the lockout chip, which I will. It's pin 4 on this chip right there, from the right to the left, pin 4. You just break that one pin and you can play homebrew games, you can play anything. I didn't use that because you can't play every game. And the sound quality on that thing, it's a piece of crap. It has horrible sound quality through that. You put your headphones in, you get terrible sound. Basically, it has too much highs, not enough lows in your speakers. It's just terrible. So I'm using this. Now, this is actually the 1987 revision model. So some of the chips are pinch different, but not that bad. Now, what I'm doing with this, the box here, I'm actually in the process of desoldering it, but they stuck so much stinking solder on it. I had to buy a thicker desoldering wick because I bought this at Radio Shack, which is way too thin. It was taking me like days just to get a little bit of solder off. And this desoldering wick is meant for small pins, just not the big hunkin' ground contact. So I got a .10 width with 50 feet for 20 bucks. You can get this at Radio Shack, see right there. I got it a couple days ago. If you're wondering why it's ripped, it got snagged on one of the pins here and ripped. This is actually 5 feet, and I think this was $3, so it's not bad. What kind of solder do I use? I use rosin core solder. Very cheap. This is fine solder. I actually started out making this portable using just a solder, acid core solder, but lead-free. I didn't like this because it's very thick. So one little tiny dab and you filled up the whole board full of solder. So, yep, I'm working on this right now. I've just finished a cartridge slot and I'm so happy. There was so much soldering on this. I'm tired of soldering. The smell of it, just holding the soldering gun, I'm tired of it. Next I have to solder all these mess of wires to the cartridge slot, which I actually modded using the original 72 pin. I'm actually using all original parts. I'm not using any half original, half Famiclone, half anything. I'm using all original. I'm going to use the original power buttons also. I'm trying to make the console look very old school, very retro. Want to look at 80s as possible. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of funny. I've been talking all day. Now what I did to mod this is I took a 72-pin connector and I dremeled down the side here, and I cut this off, and I cut that off on the sides. Then you come out with this. Then I cracked open the top, cut off the back pins. Let me flip it over these pins. I cut those off down to little stubs. I'm going to solder those up. I'm going to get rid of this top section here, this whole top section, and I'm going to solder up those pins. I actually put hot glue in there just so the pins don't touch, because sometimes the pins actually pop loose when you cut them. I figured that out the hard way. Tried making this one. I put glue on there. Some of them pop loose. I put them back in, and the glue covered up the pins, and I couldn't solder over them. So that's just a mess. I mean, I don't know how many of these things, because I fix NESs all the time. Now, if this works out as planned, if it doesn't work, I have 6 NESs at home, so if this one I screw up on, I have those to come back on. Now, for board reduction, I'm going to get rid of most of the grounding. I'm going to have a little bit left. The controller ports 1 and 2, I don't remember which one's 1 or 2, I can just take apart another one. I've been so busy lately, my mind's freaking out. I'm going to get rid of the ports and just hard solder them to the board. The power unit, I'm going to desolder this and just hard solder the actual wires to the board, because it goes in this way, so brown's on the left, white's on the right. Very easy. Now, it's not hard to do this at all. Not at all. My first, actually, I helped someone make a portable, my friend. I helped him make a Nintendo 64 one. I just did the cartridge slot, which is very easy on the Nintendo 64. I helped him with the cartridge slot and hooking up the screen. This is the first one I'm doing all by myself, and hopefully it comes out good. So once I'm done with the board, all this border will be gone, except for like this little patch over here I'm going to keep so I can ground out stuff if I need to. And this box will be gone. I'm going to desolder that and put it in a different location. And since I'm using the original board, I can play every game. I have the Famicom converter, so I can play Famicom games in this also. So hope you like this, and I'll make another video soon.